Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy 4th of July. I hope everybody's having a great day, having a good weekend. Today, we're going to be here with Nick Shaheen, lead trader at the Options Inner Circle chat room. And basically, we're going to be talking about education, trade ideas, setups, market analysis overall. And we're going to be taking also questions, some questions at the end, and the tickers from the chat, people in the chat. So in the chat, let me know when you guys are good to go, when you're ready to start. I have Nick connecting, but he should be good to go. He does have the link there. So let me know in the chat when you guys are good to go. Also, what stocks you're looking at. I just want to see more or less what you guys are trading, what kind of stocks you're looking at. We can find some stuff there later on with Nick. Boris is good to go. Derek, are we ready? Ryan, yep. All right. I mean, let's see here. I think Nick. All right, Nick is saying that he's in. Let's go ahead and bring him on. Shout out. By the way, folks, make sure you stay because at the end we will be showing you the live trading room. We're going to be showing you like the format of how Nick does his whole thing. So, Nick sharing his hand, participating. I like it. All right. So, we have Nick Shaheen in the building. I think we're good to go. Let's give the official welcome here.
I am here. I am here. I am here.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Just super busy. 160, 170 tickers. I just finished doing. That's why my voice is gone. I have had a 2 hour and 45-minute webinar already that just ended, 15, 20 minutes ago. So I'm running late to this one, but let's just crush it. How about that?
Yeah. And just so you guys know, pretty much Nick does this session every Sunday with his chat members. And it's like pretty much every Sunday. Boris,
Yep, even on long weekends.
even long week. So what are you doing tomorrow? What's going on tomorrow? Because I don't know if tomorrow's off.
Tomorrow, the day the market is closed, at least in the US are, and so everybody should go enjoy their families. Go walk the dog, enjoy the weather if you got good weather in your area. I'm just going to hang out here. I have a lot of work to do. I'm late on some deliverables for Benzinga, so I got to work on that. I also, would like to do a strategy video for the gang. Like I usually promise them on Sunday night, but it doesn't pay to do it Sunday night when we can see the futures on Monday night and then write a strategy video. We would be much smarter. So in addition, what we do on Sunday, 2.5 hour video, it's actually 3 videos. And so what I also provide a 10-minute video every Sunday night before the week starts, kind of like what to look for, general strategic setup. Like everything else has to trade within what we think is going to happen. This was last week's, so we are going to kill it and start a new one. But the room is been packed. We were over 300 very consistently this week, which means we have 300 willing participants that have the time and the opportunity to be in our room all day, every day, which is pretty humbling. But they're getting paid for it. If you can trade fast and you have time to be in that live room that you're showing right there, 300 people strong, 270 to 380. We're finding good swings inside the day. But if you can't be there, you're not missing anything because that's just extra. If you can have the time, you jump in, you get all that extra. The base model is me providing the direction for the week and setups that work on any time frame, on any skill level. I like slower trades. I participate in those not slow trades sometimes if I can without making mistakes. But I'm super busy answering hundreds of questions every day. So as a result, I've become pretty good with the charts, and you get that benefit on top of the knowledge with the options. So it's a pretty good combination. You're basically, if the support, if you join the chat room, you have a two-way conversation between you and me personally or with a group of hundreds every day, all day at your own convenience. It's a chat room. It's static. You don't need to be live and watching anything you pop in. Have you ever used Slack or Discord? Instead of using emails back and forth and putting messages here and there, you just drop in. It's like a room, and you just speak your piece, or you direct message me and say, hey, I have this situation. Can you help me out? or I'm thinking of doing this. Can you help me? What do you think? It's a good idea or not? And so as a result, we've grown a community to thousands, and I want you to be part of it. Plain simple. And I put so much value. The big picture is I started with Benzinga 2011, I think, and it was just me sharing credit spreads. That's it. No chat room, nothing. Quickly added the chat room because we needed a two-way conversation. So I became available 24/7 to everyone. And the write-ups continued. And then most recently, I added another layer. Then I added the Sunday video, which wasn't there either. That's a lot of work. If you don't realize it, I do the homework ahead of time. And when I share my screen, can I share my screen, or you keep wanting to do it?
Yeah, no, go ahead and share it. But somebody had a quick question here. So
Go ahead.
basically, it's like it's kind of like educational, like that. Also,
What is?
like
What
if
was
it's
the
also
question?
if it's also educational, like the stuff you do there in the chat room with all the members.
Oh, it's all about education. I am not a trade alert service. I do share my trade alerts, but if you see me as a trade alert service, I think you're missing out on the best thing, which is I teach you what I do, and you can you're free to use it for your entire life. And I bet you'll stay with us, even though you know how to do it yourself. So I'm going to share the screen, and let's see here. Where is the button? This, I wish Zoom would just stick to not moving the thing on us. It's just jumping around everywhere.
Speaking of like these Zoom, I don't know if you've checked out Vimeo. Also, that stock's been it's
Vimeo, yeah.
Yeah, it's not that good either. But
I have Zoom here because it was Zoom and Zscaler were the two last tickers I checked out today. Okay, so what I did today was this. Look at it, 179 tickers. Look at all. How long will it take you to type this and put links that are hot? Okay, so I not only have to do this, I have to check out every chart and make my comments and see if there are any easy trade setups. And I broke it up into 3 videos, so it's easily annexed. They can just scroll through the video. It's alphabetical. So I had a guy who submitted 120 tickers. That's not right. Luckily, a lot of them overlap, but how can you manage 120 tickers in a watch list? Focus, people, focus. You will not get much done when you're looking at 120 things like that. Okay, so this is the Sunday, what I was doing before I came here. So I do this on Saturday. This took me about 4 hours between the homework, the formatting, and then the production of the video and disseminating of the video today. So it's a lot of work for me. But what does that mean? Less work for you. And if you do want to do the work, now you have confirmation from my perspective. You may be a little bit right. I may be a little bit right. Between the both of us, we're very right. So let's see here. Okay, when you log into Benzinga, if you're a member of the chat room, you have access to this getting started page. And this is where I have a repository of videos, reference videos that are static, evergreen videos, and they're modular. What does that mean? Little pieces at a time of information. Trade setup, what are options? What are the puts? What are the calls? And what is a spread? What is a credit spread? I think people should get here quickly. That should be your goal. I need to be able to sell things to make money. Why? If you've taken an options class before, they say right away, most options expire worthless. So this is where you say, stop, I don't want to buy any options. Tell me how to sell them. This is a relatively safe way of selling them because it's a spread. You're taking a finite risk. You're taking a finite win with a degree of confidence that you choose. I'm conservative. My setups usually have 85 to 88 to 92% odds of success from the start. And that's about the ratio of success I get overall with the trade. Historically, 2021, I think it was about that. So the idea is that you want to get to credit spreads pretty quickly. And when you get good at this, then you can start occasionally sell naked puts if you want to own shares. But I do have other stuff that I keep adding to it. So the library is there for you to peruse. And guess what? If you're new, you jump in here and you get questions. You watch this one and you say, I have no idea what you meant by this at minute, whatever. Then I'll go in and see and I'll explain it to you. Very easy. Then suddenly everything here starts to sound less unfamiliar. Same here. You get to hear same, and you get to hear, and you see it often and often and often, and then it becomes ingrained. All right. So what else do you have access to? So you see, you don't have access to these officially. These are paying members that have trade setups that I share. If you join the chat room, I give you the benefit of all of those because I post it. If you're spending the time to join me in the chat room every once in a while, and I don't mean the one where you watch my screen. If you just pop in and say hello, person to person inside the chat room, I'm willing to give you everything I know that day. So what do? Every day I go in, and I do have it here somewhere. I think it's this one. Yes. So this is the chat room that Rodrigo is in. So it's called the Inner Circle chat. So this is Erin. I'll have to read her message. Okay. So this is what goes on every day. I chat with people all day, and people share their charts. Katya, that's Katya. She saved our butts on 2 Fridays back to back. She's developed good skill with something called pitchforks, and she comes up with target numbers and reversal areas. And so far, they've been solid. So I'm sharing trades intraday as well. So what do I do every day? I come in here before the day starts. I start with a hey, right? I say, here are the things I see today. Here are the charts levels I see today, and these are actionable charts. So S&P for the day, support, resistance, and such. So at least you start the day with an idea as to what's going on. And then in the middle afternoon, I share a setup. This was Friday, so all I shared was the meeting form and meeting place for Sunday. So for example, Ethereum write-up video about Ethereum. And trust me, there's an actionable thing in here that you don't even need a crypto account to do. So here I said, okay, so the day was kind of bloody, and I wanted to just short the US dollar. I'm going against the grain. I've done it twice for the group already and made us a lot of money. So I'm taking a 44-cent risk to do it a third time and see if it works or not. So this every day, I tell you where the stock is going to close, and I nailed it 2 days back to back. Wednesday, Thursday, I nailed the close on the SPX within pennies. And we did what you call iron butterflies, a trade that you risk $40 to make 460. And 2 days we made money on it. The third day it didn't work, but we only risked $40. So if you did all three, you were definitely up on the day. But these are like a hole in one if you know golf talk. And we nailed it 2 days back to back. I said the chances on third day, forget about it. So know you're going in to throw away that $40. And they said, yeah, we're okay with that. But there were other winning trades that day. So this was a setup. What is this? Let me see. Tesla. This is a winning setup, I believe. What is this? Zoom. Another trade opportunity for Zoom. Another video lesson reminder on how to buy protection. And for some reason, I always do these like the day before the crash or corrections. So plenty of daily talks. Twice a day, you're going to hear from me. And you can reach me any point in time you want, either in the room with everybody else. Nobody has an issue sharing their problems in here, unless there's like account information. Then they come in and say, do you mind talking to me sidebar with one of these? I don't mind at all. So you join the team. You're going to have Benzinga behind you and guarantee you your money back. You're going to have my complete attention and my bonus room, the live room, where these are my screens that you guys are watching, and I have hundreds of people in here. Let me see if I have a picture of one of these with numbers. 328. What did that person say? Persia. I can tell you what Persia is doing. It's incredible. So every day, the SPX now has an expiration that expires every day. I'll show you in a minute. I taught Persia a way to do a credit spread without doing a credit spread. Some accounts are not allowed to do credit spreads, and there's a hack around it by using a debit spread if you use a cash settled issue like the SPX. Yeah, it's not so good with the SPY. With the SPX, it works. So every day he's taking a risk. When I tell him, okay, we're kind of toppy on the day, I would say we're done making new highs. So what does he do? He takes a bet that we're not going to make new highs, but he also still leaves room for error. So the reason the bottom line is he risks 400 to make 100. Well, if you think about it, that's 25% yield in like an hour or two. Not many trades give you that kind of odds. And all you have to do is just not have rally more. Like it can rally some more, but not a lot. And that's what he's saying. I think I cannot emphasize how happy I am joining a group. I have a large account, and your DPS SPX is a lot of money. I traded 10 to 15 contracts. So he's doing 20 to 25. I know that because that's an older one. So I didn't cherry pick. I promise you, I have a whole pages and pages of these snippets. Every time somebody tells me a good story, I take a snippet. But as Smokey says, I know I said I was going to walk the dog. That means quit trading for the day. That's code. But I couldn't resist. Just scalped another 68% shorting the SPY pop. Thanks for all your help. And I share because I track the charts intraday, minute to minute, and I'm pretty good with the charts. And I have help from other people who are just as good in the charts. Ryan shares his setups. We have a couple other people. Linda comes to mind. She shares her setups with Google and Amazon and Nvidia and Tesla. They're active sharing trading, and they share. I'm going long this. I'm going short this. So you have the opportunity to follow other people's ideas, and you see how well they're doing, and then you say, "Yeah, maybe they know what they're doing. I don't just have to wait for Nick." And we have fun. On Friday, we played a game of Wordle. Do you know what that game is? Anyway, if you don't, you'll learn it. We had a ton of fun. Thanks for the profits today. Book 3,400 for today. Just listening to you, McKay. High five. I forgot about that, and we were playing a game. So good job, McKay. I don't know what he did for that, but hey, he was in the room, McKay. So here's one. This was recent, July 1st. So that was Friday. Mitch. I believe Mitch is new. Nick, out of the RUT. Thanks for your insight this week. Made 1,200 on 1,500 risk. So that was insane. That's pretty cool. All right. So, and look, somebody's tracking call activity on Twitter. So we have a lot of people that have a lot of tools, and they come and report. Like I have a person, his handle is D-Invest. I know his name is David. He's now specializing in looking at the overall options for the day flow. He comes in and says, well, now it's favorable for the bulls. So if we get dips, you're going to get bought. The dips will be bought. So that gives us the overall health of the day. Somebody else says, we have an algo flow, which is basically tells us what the machines are doing. So what are we looking? We're looking for something that doesn't look right. We're looking for a spot where price is falling and the machines are not following. So you'll see two diverging instances of, if the price is falling, machines should be selling too. But if they're not, that means that retail people are capitulating when they shouldn't. And more often than not, the machines win. So that would be an opportunity to get long stocks or not short or exit out of shorts. Okay, so we do have, it's a lot of fun, opportunity to profit. And guess what? Even in here, I do discuss things I usually discuss in the regular chat room. Like if you come in here and ask me about a trade that is a month out, I'm not going to say that's not the proper room. I tried, and then we had hundreds, and it became impossible. So we'll discuss everything in here. You want to learn how to do a call butterfly? Guess what we did on? Oh, perfect. Okay, I wish I had put it on there. So this is my practice platform with E-Trade. So let me see here. I have an account. I have an order saved here. SPX, perfect. Okay, they showed up. Go to trading. All right. So on Friday, Katya, the one that knows the charts, came in and said, hey, what do you think? What are the odds of the SPX going late July to 40.75? I said, well, according to the market makers, not great. So I went to July 29, 40.75. This has a point. The story has a point. Stick with me. 40.75, it's here. If I look at the delta, let me make this bigger for you if I can. Okay, so the delta is pretty low, 0.15. It's feasible, but it's not great. So I said, if that is your thesis, the way I would put it in play because it's a long shot, I would make a long shot trade setup, which is a call butterfly. So I thought that was a great opportunity for me to go into a lesson about call butterflies. I'm going to have to zoom back out to show it. There it is. The call butterfly is a low odds trade that doesn't cost a lot and pays a lot if it happens. In fact, I took the trade live to make sure that it was actually available, and they charged me $2.35 for it. By the end of the day on Friday, it was up $1 almost. So I invested $235. I made $90 in an hour with one contract. So if somebody did 10, they made $900. And I said, if you did that, exit. You just made, I mean, the upside potential is in the thousands for this trade. I want to say it's like $4,000. But in order to get 4,000, you need to nail it here and have it die here, which is physically like so low profile. But I said the point of this setup is not for me for price to come here. If we get a burst in price, this is going to explode in value, and then you close it. You're not looking for a perfect pin. If you are, then I think you're unrealistic with your expectations. So that played out on Friday. So what was the benefit? Me teaching what a butterfly is. Okay, because we had just sold an iron butterfly, which is completely different. So I said, well, this is a butterfly. So they said, it's like the other one. I was like, no, it's not. It's same concept. It's low odds. You have to hit a certain spot, but we can modify it and throw it way out in time, way above now, and make it wide enough to where the eye of the needle is big enough. So this whole conversation took about 20 minutes. And I was talking like I'm talking to you, and they were watching like you were watching right now, my screens. And it played out very, very well because of it. It was a teaching moment that made $1 on the base of 235. So you divide that and you tell me what the percentage is, right? So it was a good win with just the lesson. So talk about lesson and a win. That is insane. It played out well. I loved it. So in fact, I'm going to take a picture of it right now since we're doing that. Nope. Oh, yeah, there it is. No, it didn't work. Okay, never mind. Waste. Okay, so the time you spend in the live room, if you can spend it, I know people have jobs. It will pay. I'm confident. So it will pay in money. It will pay in knowledge. It will pay in. You watch the charts I watch intraday. If we go to the SPY, you'll see 1,000 lines. That's because we're on a sub 1 minute chart level making conversation. Oops. So there's the setup that I was sharing that day. Now, and look Nick, at how many trade setups we have every day. So we are active. This rally was too much. I fear a little dip on Monday, maybe Tuesday.
Nick, really quick, someone has a question here. So with this, well, if they start trading options, right, and doing it with you there in the chat room, they basically don't need a rally. Basically, I guess that's what they're trying to get at, like that you can make money in different ways with options, and you can teach them how to do all these different types of trades, like spreads, butterflies. You can show them.
Yeah.
Right.
My shtick is I like to take bets that do not need a rally. For example, let's say this was a monthly chart and price is falling into it. I would rather sell a put spread down here, take risk at price not falling into here. So all I have to do to win is price not come into it and just meander. So let me show you a visual here. So cancel that. Go to Tesla. It's good for that purpose. I'll go to August. We had a discussion about Tesla today in the room. Somebody is bogged down with the news. I was like, why are you watching the news? Okay, so Tesla is around $680. Which is easier to say? Tesla will be at 800 or Tesla will not likely be at 500 or 400. Which is easier to say? I can tell you one thing. So if you're expecting Tesla to be at 800, you're going to have to go out and spend money to make that work. You're going to buy a call. You're going to buy call spread. You're going to have to buy shares, something. So if I buy shares, I need a rally to win. That's the only way I can make money. The absolute only way I can make money. If Tesla, if I wanted to participate with options, call options, I would have to spend money, buy a call or buy a call spread. If you don't know what that is, it's a way to, in any case, you actually have to have a move, just like owning shares, except time is an element. So then it becomes a little trickier. So what I do is, hey, I don't know if it's going to rally, but I'm fairly confident that if the markets don't crash, Tesla should stay above $400. How about I make a trade off of that? How is that? I just sell a put spread, for example, and I create income out of Tesla not falling below a certain level. I'll go down low enough to where, and that's probably too low, but you get the point there. So it's about $100. I collect $100 per contract. I do 10, I collect 1,000. What do I need to win? Do I need to rally? No. If it rallies, I make my money. If it doesn't rally, I make my money. It falls a little bit, I make my money. How do I lose? Only one scenario I can lose. If it crashes below 430, I may lose. I said may because there's still ways to get out of it even then. I may lose. Statistically, that pays me $1,000 on $900 worth of risk. I mean, $9,000 worth of risk, or $100 on $900 worth of risk. So it works in a small account. If I have a $5,000 account and I want to make a trade that's this long, I can risk 900 of it on this trade, and I don't need a rally to win. And I'm just throwing a stupid example here. I wouldn't do it for August. I would probably do it, avoid the earnings and such. So it is a viable way of making money without needing anything to happen. So when I buy shares, I'm gonna buy a call. I need something to go my way. And if I buy shares, time is not very crucial. If I buy calls, time is absolutely crucial, especially in Tesla. There are thousands to buy one call. That's crazy. So it is very crucial that you get the timing right when you're doing that. However, you do a little bit of chart work, you deploy some of these on support. You don't do them chasing. If you chased Upstart with this scenario, you got caught wrong. If you're selling it too close to current price after a big rally, that's not proper setup. I make sure to stop us from making mistakes. We got blown out on Snap, but that was the CEO's mistake. We didn't do anything wrong. He just came out with a out of the blue headline that should have not happened. Sorry, I'm answering a couple of questions sidebar. Okay, so sometimes they blow up. There's no doubt about it. But there were ways to handle that blow up on Snapchat. So, and the good thing is that the risk is finite. I don't like to, listen, I'm an aggressive person in real life. I grew up in the war. I love sports. I'm extreme in my sports. I fight for a sport at my age, which is pretty crazy. And I do fight young people and pros and semi-pros and aspiring pros. When it comes to money, I am not that guy. I'm the guy that's, wait, do we have enough pads? Give me elbow pads for my elbow pads. So I want to make sure that we're not making mistakes. That's my primary goal, and stop you from making mistakes. So anytime, I would love it if every member I have comes to me and say, I'm looking to do this trade. What do you think? A, I might have a trade idea from them, right? B, I may be able to stop a potential mistake or have a suggestion to modify the scenario. Like Friday, I don't remember the ticker. I do remember the scenario. Somebody said, I'm looking for a stock to go to here, so I want to buy a call. I didn't disagree with the stock. I totally don't remember which one it was. I thought it was a feasible thing. But then they were buying a really cheap call, which means, let's say if it was, if Tesla would not be a good one. How about Apple? A little more realistic. We can see more stuff in the window. Let's cancel that guy. Okay, so let's say Apple, and he wanted to get long Apple. It wasn't Apple, but let's say it was. He bought this. He said, I want to buy a cheap call. And he said, I want to buy this 29 or 30 cent call. So I asked, how many are you going to do? He goes, I don't know, 10, 15. I was like, okay, so if he does 10, that's $300. Let's say he wants to do $400. I said, I would rather buy one here than 10 here, because this one here has almost a coin flip, 40% chance of being profitable versus this one here has less than 5, the one he wanted to buy cheap. So why send soldiers to die out here with no chance of winning the war when you can send one more expensive, but you're not paying more out of pocket? Take that maximum money you're going to risk with 10 up there and have it be here at, 1 unit or at least 2 here. That would still be even better, but I like this one better. So why? If we have a couple of red days and Apple falls a little bit, this one will be completely blown out. There's no way statistically it's going to come back, where this one would still have a chance. It's just that kind of thinking. So if you want that kind of input, join the group. If you're looking for a pure trade alert system, I think you're missing out on the best part of it, which is the interaction, the teaching, the learning. My look at the chart, by the way, I didn't say what I was or who I was and what I did. I'm an engineer that figured all this out on my own. I did not have classes. I've never taken one options class, and I'll give an options class in a little bit and you'll see how different it is than what you hear on TV. And I put my charting skills against the best of them out there. I don't care who they are. You can put me against the machine. I'm very confident, not because I'm cocky. I'm confident because every day I have to talk to 300 people, talk them through the market, and I do pretty good. So I'm tested, battle tested. How's that? On the fly. The fact that I can do all of these in one day and go through them on the fly. I could have improvised these. You could have sat here and threw at me. We'll do it in a little bit. One ticker after another, and I can do them. So look, they're logging in to check out this because they're available. This is available to them. Maybe I'll make it available to you too. So the the effort is there, the knowledge is there, so it's not a trade alert service. I promise you, you would do better if you approach it from, hey, let me learn this stuff. All right, so speaking of learning, how about we jump into some options? I know that there are some people that know options, but I'm fairly confident that there are some people that don't know options at all.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Nick,
go
right before we do get into that, Nick, I'm getting some emails from the viewers here
Go
in
ahead.
regards to the room here. So I'm just gonna go over this really quick, folks. Thanks a lot for these questions, by the way. Boris, do we offer a lifetime? Yes, we do. You just gotta email me. I'll put my contact there. But these are the questions that you guys just sent in. So are the sessions on Sundays recorded? Yes, they are. Does everybody that joined get a free laptop? Yes, that is 4th of July special. Chat room schedule, it's open 8:30 a.m. till 5 p.m., sometimes a little bit later even. And that is live, meaning Nick Shaheen doing like a webinar style chat room, sharing his screen, with everybody there. So let's see. Is there money back guarantee? Yes, 7-day money back guarantee. Price at renewal is the same as today, the 4th of July special, 70% off. And the other one, is it mobile user friendly? Absolutely. Yep. You can do this from your phone. That's without a problem. You just go to your Chrome or whichever browser, and then you can join there, look at the links there. And yes, don't forget that everybody that joins today, because it's the 4th of July special, will get 2 bonus items, right? Free. If you join the chat room. That's courtesy of Rodrigo and Nick. All right. So that kind of goes over most of those questions. I just grabbed like the main ones that I got. But yeah, I think you guys should give it a shot, really. Nick, anything in the chat room there that you want to add into the format? Because I know that you've made it. Now you're covering crypto. You do a lot of education, a lot of school, a lot of trading.
The format keeps evolving, but never to take away stuff. So I'm pretty sure I'm at my limits as far as providing more new things. We are offering new tools and leveraging new tools. I'm getting new tools and new skills into the room. So our levels, the skill level is escalating. So whatever we're doing a lot better now. We're getting a lot more, because folks, this is not 2020 and 2021, half of it, when everybody made money. We are a crashing market in slow motion, seeking a bottom. The bottom can be right here or 25% below. And the difference from here to 25% is going to be a flash. So we're either going to hold here and surprise everybody with a massive rally, or we're going to crash and then surprise everybody with a massive rally because the Fed's wrong and the Fed will be punished and will go down in history as the worst Fed on the planet. So they are breaking this country. If you want me to, I'll explain my take on it. It's going to sound a little biased, but I promise you it's not a political statement. It's against the Fed's ineptitude. So if you have a job, in your job, think about your own job description. If you had two things, if you're judged on doing two things every year, you have goal number one, goal number two, and you tell your boss, "Yep, I'm on it," and you go for a whole year, you do goal number one, but you completely break goal number two. You not ignore it, you break it in order to do goal number one. Let's say if they tell you, build me this car, let's say you break this other car to build this car. You didn't do your job. You didn't even do half your job right. Half your job is building a car and not building the second car. What he did, he built a car and he destroyed the other car to build it. He has two jobs. Make sure that everybody has a job, full employment, and not create inflation. That's his job. And he said, transitory. Remember those words? Oh, don't worry about it. Yeah, we're creating inflation on purpose. We're printing trillions of dollars every month on purpose because it's transitory. Don't worry about it. But look, we're creating all kinds of jobs. He did that. So he broke one car to build a car. So if I was his employer, I would give him a C- and fire him on the spot. So what is he doing this year? The exact opposite. He said, holy crap, I was wrong about this transitory stuff. So now we have to kill jobs in order to fix inflation. Yes, folks, that's what he's doing. Let me explain to you how. So that's 2 years. He's failed at his job and nobody's calling for his head. I don't understand it. But anyway, that's the failure from the White House, that part, that not booting him out. So here's the thing. So we have a problem with inflation. And the idea is he can't do anything about supply. Inflation comes because too many people want to buy the same thing. So they outbid each other, raise prices. If you go to sell a used car, you're going to get gobs of money for a piece of crap car. I know it. My son does it. Okay. He buys something, he sells it a month later for $4,000 or $5,000 more, barely touches it. So it's crazy. So what does he do? He says, I can't do anything about supply. You know, we have the cars we have. You go to a dealership, they have nothing. And so what he can do, he can destroy demand. He can make sure that nobody has money to buy the car. That's he control. How? He's going to break companies by raising rates. And I'm calling him on this bluff. He cannot raise rates as much as he wants to. He's saying it to break it without having to do it. Because if he raises rates, he creates a problem that the White House cannot fix, which is insolvency. Okay, I'm not an economist, but I have common sense, and I bet you what I'm saying is correct. Then he will create a 2008 level problem, which is a balance sheet problem, insolvency. Businesses are doing well, but if they can't service their debt, they're out, right? So think Carvana. Carvana, excellent P&L, growth like you wouldn't believe. You look at the net income, wow, not losing that much money. You look at the cash from operation, $2-3 billion bleed a year. Where are they going to get that cash? They borrow. They can't borrow anymore, so they can't deliver. So that's my thesis. He cannot be doing this I'm calling his bluff. My take, if he tries to do all of these rate hikes, he's going to end up having to do a rate cut and restart a QE maybe as early as this year or early next year. So the Fed is an enemy that is formidable from its sheer stupidity. Absolutely. I cannot believe that people like Warren Buffett and Jamie Dimon are not speaking out against this guy. I mean, just from the competency. Last year, like a doctor, okay, you want to fix both arms. You end up breaking an arm to fix an arm. And then the next year, you break this other arm to fix this arm. You can't do that. You either do your job half-assed. He's not even doing that. He's destroying one to make one. That's not half-assed. That's zero. So anyway, my take is the Fed can cause a headline that will cause us to crash and capitulate. And then everybody will scream bloody murder and we will flat bottom and then we will run out of sellers. And we have so much money in the system that you cannot burn it off. So they put in $5, $6, $7 trillion in the economy. I don't know. You count it. If you spend $1 million a day, for 2,740 years, you spend $1 trillion. That's a lot of money, those trillions out there. So it's going to take years to burn it off. So they're out there somewhere. You stabilize the message from the Fed, everybody will reinvest in the market. Right now, the biggest variable is sentiment is so bad that nobody is willing to do anything. That's why the VIX, by the way, you guys, let me give you a simple sign why you shouldn't be confident in anything you do. I'm not telling you to go hide. I'm just telling you, like, if you decide that you have a trade idea, make sure to say to yourself at the end, let's say you say, oh, I think Apple is going to go from here to here. I am confident. At the end, you should say, but you know what? And this is the part you're going to add. Those who control the market are not confident. Why should I be? So let me knock my confidence level in half. You should do that. Just knock your confidence level in half on everything, regardless of how solid you think it is. Let me show you why. You know, have you heard of the VIX, this one? It's the CBOE volatility / fear index that CNBC tracks. This gets its pricing from this in here. So however the options are for the market, the higher the options are here. This is a mathematical representation of that. I don't know the exact formula, but that's my understanding. So let me rephrase how this happens. So you've heard of market makers, right? The market makers. Who are these people? If you're going to buy a call or a put, someone is selling it to you, that's the market maker. Those are people with giant bags of money that are willing to take risk. They have inside information. They can control prices to a degree. They can manipulate markets. They are Wall Street. So if they deem things are solid, they have a clear understanding of what's going on, the VIX will be low. Why? Because they wouldn't be asking too much. For example, if you sell insurance to a teenage boy, you're going to charge up more than an older person in their 70s for driving, because they statistically have a lot more accidents. So you're not nervous selling a teenage, you are very nervous selling a teenage boy. So we have a teenage boy market now. And so they're going to sell everything at a premium. So this would usually be much lower because the VIX is 29. The average is 19, I believe, 18 or 19. This is the average. We are so much above average. What is this, 40%? Yeah, 40% above average. So everything in here is 40% more expensive than it should be. So this should be 40% cheaper. This should be 40% cheaper. So the fact that it isn't tells you that the people that manipulate the market are scared crapless. Therefore, you shouldn't be comfortable with whatever decision you make. What does that mean? Most of your trades should be tactical. I go in here, I get out here. I'm not adding to investments. I take investments on cheap stuff like Zoom fell into a hole, Palantir. They made us money and they haven't given it back yet for a reason, because they hit a floor. Amazon at one level, it was pretty viable. So you see some stocks that hit a floor. Bitcoin soon enough. I started and I will triple if it falls to 9. And there is an argument that sends it to 9, and that's when you pounce. So there are ways to use tactical strategies and some longer term investment thesis. And whatever you do, at most half size. I'll give you an example. I did a video for us in November on Bitcoin. I said Bitcoin is precariously perched in November before the correction. I said if it loses the middle 40s, it's going down to 22 to 19. And sure enough, it lost 45, 46, never recovered it. And then popped to 48 here. I said, leave it. It's not, it's going to come back and maybe it lose 33. It did. And I said, if it loses 33, 25, if it loses 25, 22 to 19, and look at where it is, right? So there's a massive rally coming in Bitcoin. Either this week it flushes to an extremely low low, like 11 to 9. Yes, cut in half from where it is, doable. And either it rallies to 32, drops and rallies to 38, or flushes all the way down and it'll be a nice bottom to buy. So I've invested a little bit, like I said I would, from November, and I left room to triple down, not just double down. And I will. I'm green on the trades I just did because I caught the very bottom. So I'm sitting on them. You can do it. without being having that extra risk from crypto. Let me explain. I'll give you a minute to answer it. What is the riskiest part of investing in crypto? I'll give you like 10 seconds. Think about it. What is your riskiest part? If you want to answer in the chat, go ahead, but I'm not going to wait for your answers. I'll give you just 10 seconds. People say, oh, it's very risky. It's very risky. What's the riskiest part? Goes to zero. Boris, I disagree. But even if liquidity being taken as they take profits, the second one is closer to real life. Emotions, I do not think so. Okay, so here's the situation. First of all, nothing performed as good as crypto in the last 10 years. Warren Buffett is wrong. JP Diamond is wrong. It beat everything by a mile in performance if you can avoid the drawdowns, right? That's a big if. We have, because in November we knew where it was going. So if you avoid the drawdown, then nothing beats it in the returns, right? So empty bubble, nope, I disagree. Everything is a bubble. The market was at an all-time high. Nobody was talking of bubbles. So the collapse of crypto, how about the markets? There's no collapse in the markets. 90% stocks fallen from the top. So the riskiest part is where you open your account. You open an account with, FTX, whatever they're called. FTX goes out of business, your money's gone. Bitcoin high or low, doesn't matter. You can't get to your money. The riskiest part of Bitcoin, finding a trustworthy company to invest in. The one in Canada, I forgot which one it was, the original one. I forgot what it's called. The guy scammed everybody, faked his death, took the money and ran, right? So that stuff happens. That's the riskiest part. How about I give you a solution that costs $12? It's called Bito. Bito is a stock that trades just like the Bitcoin futures, BTCF. So it will track Bitcoin tick for tick. You're saying, how come it's straight down? That's because it came to life at the very top of Bitcoin. So it is seeking the $9,000 Bitcoin value. So I can buy it here for $12, lot 1 of 3. If I wanted 300 shares, I'll buy 100 shares, expecting the opportunity to buy it for 7 in about 3 weeks. If it comes, great. I'll add another 100 so I got in here. If it doesn't come, I'm already long. And then I can add on the rally. So Bito trades like a regular stock in your regular Schwab or E-Trade account or wherever you trade. Robinhood, I don't know if they have it. So you're taking away the riskiest part of crypto, which is which platform is not going to steal my money. I tell you the honest truth. I opened accounts everywhere in crypto. I only funded one that I felt comfortable with.
Hey, Nick,
I looked at Qcoin, scared the bejesus out of me.
Really quick here, man. Just want to give a quick shout out here to the newest family member here that we have for the Options Inner Circle chat room, Sirius 5. Welcome to the family here. Let's go.
Thank you, Sirius 5. Just pop in and say hello in the chat room. I'll get to you if I can. I have to run out of here. I'm invited to a family get together that I need to do a hard stop after the show, Rodrigo, just like we talked about. So Bitcoin opportunity coming. It's here. Maybe it gets twice as good. So I'm long. I'm looking to triple down. I keep changing. I was going to go long all in, but then I saw somebody else's write-up who I respect as a technician with charts. And I said, you know what? I don't know more than this guy. So I'm going to give him some kudos there and say, I'll wait. I did not double down or triple down. So I left dry powder to pounce. So we do look at this, and I shared my video on that one. And I shared it in the form of Ethereum. Believe it or not, I think Ether has a good rally in it. This green thing tells you technically it's available for a bounce. This is a daily chart. I would like to see this come up a little bit. This green thing, I did not draw it. It's a tool that's handed by the guy who I respect. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. So this says, get long maybe, but you need corroboration. I don't have corroboration. I have good support, but not solid. So if I go down to a 2-hour chart, so now I have some actionable lines on a shorter term level. You can see how this candle is important. So I think if they take out 1090, I think that's a really good step in the right direction. 1090 is an important. I'll do it right now. Ethereum. If you don't know much about crypto, I know we're spending money time on crypto, but trust me, if I can delve into crypto, and I'm not an expert at crypto, I'm learning with you. It is not rocket science. This is the time to learn. I'll tell you, I made a lot of money on crypto, and they were easy, stress-free investments. And you don't need to have $1,100 to buy one thing of this. If you have $200, you can invest $200 worth of certain crypto. Great progress. 120. Okay, so I'm making a note for myself. So this one will say, uh-oh. Okay, so because if you lose this one, you're coming down to here, which would be a good entry opportunity. So here's the deal with what is Ethereum? What the heck is that? What is ETH? So Ethereum, have you done wires like in regular banking? When you do a wire, your money goes through a network. I think the most famous one is Swift. And you pay $30 for that thing to go from point A to point B. It takes forever. You have to make a phone call. You have to provide 6,000 different codes. I do transactions with Bitcoin, crypto, and you give them one address. It's gobbledygook, but you don't even give them name or anything. You just give them the address, and poof, magically the money, $25 later, almost instantaneously go from point A to point B over a network. Ethereum is the biggest one. So Ethereum is the network. Ether is the money that supports the network. That's it. So Ethereum is the giant. It's the clunky one. It's the slow one. It's the stable one. Then you have a couple of challengers like Cardano and Solana. I like Solana. SOL is the coin for Solana. ADA is the coin for Cardano. They are different platforms that provide, like, I believe NFTs are Solana is getting into NFTs. So if you want to bet on NFTs, maybe you choose Solana. I got into Solana at 27 SOL USD. So you can see I got into at 27 when it hit here, that last quote crash that made CNBC. So I caught pretty much the low end, 27.3, 27.4. So somewhere in here, I got long. I got this rally. So if I was in it for the short term, I could have booked 50%, but I'm still green and I'm sitting on it. It was my plan. This is my third scalp of 30 to 45% in Solana. I said, this is a core position. I don't want to trade around it. I'm holding this one for the big haul, long haul. So this is just like stocks, like Palantir. I went long a while back. I said, I'm going long Palantir. It's a good company. It's misunderstood. Down here, don't remember where, I bought, and I shared it with the group, $8 calls in August for August expiration. So the $8 calls for August expiration, Palantir. I'll show you how we can play traditional options. That's what traditional people do with the options. If you're good with the stocks, you can make money. I bought this one right there, and I paid $1.03 actually. So that was my cost. Well, when it rallied back up here on that day, I said, I'm booking profits. They were 265. I sold them for 265. What does that mean? So I invested $1. I made $1.60 out of thin air. Okay, so what did I do? I took off as much as I needed to make whatever's left free. So the profits from whatever I booked, if I had 10 and I closed 8, I had 2 left that are free. Those are not the numbers, but you get the concept. Okay, so what did I do yesterday? Down here. What did I do? That was yesterday, on the 30th, whatever, the last day of the month. So what did I do? I went in and I re-engaged. How? I got long again. I wanted to buy the same one, but I didn't want to mess up my taxes and confuse my accountant. So I chose to go out 1 month and $1 higher. And I bought these guys. So I bought more of these. I didn't pile in. I just added just a small token to say, hey, I'm still participating. I'm trading into a bigger position for the long term. This company makes a lot of money. and they spend a lot of money, but they spend money they have. It's like Amazon. Remind you of someone? Amazon used to spend a lot of money, but they burned their own cash. They never cash burn. These guys don't burn cash. They're positive cash flow, I believe. Yeah, 300 million in 2021 in positive cash flow. That's important. Remember Carvana burned 3 billion. These guys make their own. So these guys are losing money in income statement. Are we looking at income statement, Palantir? Yeah. Where is it? Net income. So they're losing $500 million, but they're losing money they're making on purpose because the overall cash situation is a positive flow from their operations. So that kind of thing, every penny we make and then some, we're going to burn it in order to grow the business. And they grow 30%. Look. So the complaint that Wall Street sold them on last was that their executives are making too much money. Who cares? Are you there to make a politically correct statement, or are you there to have a team that's cocky enough and pays themselves well enough to do this kind of results? Sign me up. So they're, anyway, very bizarre people on Wall Street. So $1.7 billion business deserves a little better chart than this guy. This is ridiculous. Okay. There are a few ridiculous scenarios. Square and PayPal. If you want to go long Bitcoin, you can go along Square and PayPal. I just noticed that today. So there's Square, excellent company, right? It's like, what the heck am I missing? Why is it falling out of control? Why today it just hit me? It just hit me, like out of the blue. Like, why is it? I said, I wonder, is it Bitcoin? Look, it's Bitcoin. I can't believe it. It's like an epiphany. I was like, great. So now I have a bottom in Square. How do I know that? I know if it's not here, it's here because of Bitcoin has room down to 9. So this is likely to hold with Square. And this most definitely will hold with Square. So I would be building positions in Square if I didn't want to build in crypto. Look at the P&L of this company. What? They don't make P&Ls like that. And the guy now only runs one company. They create almost $1 billion in cash from their operations. So they're not borrowing to do what they're doing. Look at the revenue, 50, 30, 30, 40, 50, 42, 100, 85. Not slowing down. Let's see the net income. It's not scrolling down. There we go. Net income, positive-ish. Let's see statements, financials, how expensive they are. 2 times sales. Look, that's the price to sales ratio. Let me explain that to you. If somebody tells you, if you're talking about a growth company and somebody says PE, stop listening. Do not talk to that person again about investment. They don't know anything. That's what they did to Amazon. They fought Amazon on their E, earnings. What are you earning? Who cares? They're gobbling up the world. You can't do it. You can't build an empire. The second largest private employer in the world, soon to be first above Walmart. You can't do that. Pinching pennies. So check this out. When you buy a stock right now, you're telling them, I'm giving you credit. If you go to a pizza shop and say, hey, I want to buy your store, he goes, what do you have to offer? So you ask them, how much sales do you do a year? They'll say 100,000. You say, I'll pay you 2. So you gave them 2 years worth of, what was that? 2 years worth of sales to buy them out, right? That a healthy store should not consider it. 2 years worth of sales. Then what? What do you do after that? These guys went from 3 to 2 to 6 to 7 to 6 to 11 to 4 back to 2. This is the cheapest it's ever been since 2015, and it's healthiest it's ever been. So the market is disconnected with this one. This will make a monster rally to like 180 when there is no trigger now. So how do I do this? If I wanted to go fishing for the rest of the year, I would throw a credit put spread here or sold puts to own shares. I would buy a call spread here to double my money, and I would have a monster win on my hand. The only way that wouldn't work is if the market absolutely gets crashed, shellacked, and even then I can protect myself with a couple of fewer modifications. So don't go jumping in all in, okay? So there is a lot of nuances as to how to get in and out. So Boris provides a a good angle on Bito. Yes, there is some sort of a thing that goes on between the futures and the actual price of gold. Gold. Freudian slip there. Fake gold. So anyway, yeah, there are some nuances there. There sure is there, Boris. I like the fact that you're astute. I think you'll have a good time with us if you're not already in with us. There are some people that speak your language in there. By that, I mean, like, they think like you. We have some high-level traders in there. We have harmonics traders, we have futures traders, equity traders, and a blend of both. All. So you just got a glimpse as to what we do all day. We look for opportunities. I look for the easy way out. I look to leave room for error everywhere. I'm super conservative. I'd rather not share anything than share something just because I'm due to share something. So the idea is, when we have 300, 400, 500 people in a room, we become smarter traders. That's all there is to it. Never, ever trade alone again. Never, ever. Okay, I'm going to give you a few things to do. Okay, so here are acronyms that I type all the time. Okay. No trigger, no trade. Let's address this. These are, write them down. These are lifetime changing things. Please. This is the most important one. This one right there. What does that mean? NT. Just put it on a sticky note and staple it somewhere on your monitor. No trigger, no trade. What does that mean? Even if you don't do charts, if you don't have a reason that you can explain to me or your mom or your sister or your brother or your spouse as to why you're risking their money, don't take it. And I don't mean to say, I thought it was going to go up. That is not a thesis. That is not a trigger. It should be something on the chart or something that you know is an advantage that you have over somebody else. When you buy shares, you're saying to the person selling you the shares, you're wrong, I'm right. They're saying, you're wrong, I'm right. So you better have a better reason than theirs. There's an opponent to every trade. Every call you buy, there's a seller on the other end that thinks you're an idiot. So when they say, Nigerians on TV, they say, oh, they are buying the $44 call in GM or whatever. Yeah, no, they're not. They're buying it and selling it. They're assuming that the transaction happened with a smarter buyer. But we don't know that. Every call got sold. So what if the seller is smarter than the buyer? And then in the same breath, they teach you options lessons and they say, most options expire worthless. Okay, so which is true? The fact that they're pointing me to a most options situation at that $44 call to tell me to go buy it, and then they tell me in my options class, most options are going to die worthless. So why are you telling me to go buy it? To make money off of me? Because they're already long that. You go to buy it, they get out, you got stuck holding the bag, and your option expires worthless. So, all right, Boris, I'll see you in there. So go watch the videos, Boris. Have fun with that. Come back with questions, and we'll tackle it maybe tomorrow, because I have to leave after here for a family get together. So you can still offer me, send me messages and such. So it is, it's a $6,000 laptop, Evan. No, I'm just kidding. It's not. It's it's a laptop that'll do the job if you want it. And if it's too small for you, donate it for charity. Some kid will need it for school. That would be awesome. It's probably a Chromebook, decent machines. I don't know. So the no trigger, no trade rule, primary. Okay. I'm going to give you another rule right now. And this is a temporary rule right now. Okay. Because what did we talk about earlier? Fear, VIX. This is a rule. I call them the ABCs of, the ABCs of VIX trading. When the VIX is this high, you have to do this stuff. When the VIX is this high, remember the VIX, I went through a rant as to market makers don't know what's going on. Why should you think you know better? The ABCs of trading inside of a high VIX situation, and the VIX is currently high. A, add insurance if you need it. Let's say one day the market falls 4% and you're going, oh my God, I should have had insurance. And the next day it rallies 4% and you don't do anything. So why not add that insurance you wished you had the day before? B, book profits faster than normal. The market fell 4%, you got long, and it pops the next day, you get out. You book profits faster than normal. And close problem trades. The market falls, your trade is crap. The market bounces the next day, your trade goes back to even, out, gift. But what if it continues? What if it doesn't? If you do it, okay, here's the deal. I dislike losing more than missing out. I'm okay missing out on a trade, and I miss out on a lot. I can't stand losing. Okay, losing costs me money. Missing out doesn't cost me money, cost me opportunity money. And guess what? I'm trading every day. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get another opportunity down the line. So don't treat it like it's the end of the world. I had a conversation with a member. I forgot his name. I wouldn't mention it anyway. He wanted to go long a stock. I can't remember which one it was. I want to say it was something like $9. He said, I want to go all in. I said, no, ABC, you can't go all in, right? Everything is feathered. No, but what if it rallies? I was like, okay, but I'm telling you, it could fall 40%. And what if it rallies? He was more worried about missing out on the rally than losing 40% of his money. So I said, then you shouldn't ask me, because your mind is made up. You're asking for my blessing, and I won't give it to you to go all in right now. You may make a lot of money, but I would rather make half the money and be assured some sort of a recourse on it if I'm wrong. How confident are you? Anyway, so I think he did what he wanted to do. And I'm glad I don't remember who the stock was, because then I don't want to go back and tell him I told you so. So now, because I don't remember who it was, I'm okay, not going back. So these two, this is always correct. This is under, when the VIX is this high, there's a lot of uncertainty. The pros don't know what the hell they're doing. That's why the VIX is high. Therefore, you should abide by these rules. I mean, these ABCs, you can mix them up all you want. ABCs is easier to remember. ABC, add insurance, book, close. That's it. How you think Tesla will behave, if you don't mind answering in a moment. I don't mind, DP. 1 second, we'll get to that. So what other golden gooses I'm going to give you here? Things that you must do. Oh, when you enter a position, long, short, whatever, options, not options, when you enter a position, set an exit point. So tell yourself, if I'm risking 1,000, I'll take $200-300 worth of pain. Set a number that's comfortable for you. Every person is different. Every trade style is different. Sometimes intraday, I will take 50% pain if it's an active trade, if I'm confident of the levels. Otherwise, 20-30% will get me out quickly. Or set a target of profit. You know, if we get X% profit, then we are good to go. So book at that profit target, trail some profits if you want. Okay, so these are the basic rules that I don't break right now. Don't take risk all in with the VIX this big, because we don't know what we don't know. We're missing a piece of the puzzle, folks. Everybody is. All right, so there's a question about Tesla. Let's do some charts. So you see a lot of lines on Tesla. Those are hand drawn. I drew them because I comment all day, and I think they're best if we get into like a 15-minute chart. So my question to you, whoever asked, DP, what's your time frame? Evans in a second. DP. So when somebody asked me, what about Tesla? Until December, okay, long term. So check this out. This was my drawing as to what will happen on the dip. And look what happened. I said, if we lose here, this was intraday trading for Tesla. If we lose here, we're going to come down to here. And when we got down to here, I said, there's a buy the dip moment to Tesla to get to here. And look where they went, right? And then that repeated itself. So Tesla, your lines are, you're bursting into massive prior fails. So these become your problem areas. So I'm going to put an alert here. Giant short-term candle, can't type. These are notes to myself. Equal if out, catalyst to, I don't know, 715. So let's check it out. So if Tuesday or Wednesday, they take these out, it's not going to be easy. Tough fail, big potential catalyst. You see it? I have it there. The potential from there could be as big as the dip here. So I'm going to give it an eyeball factor of here, 710, 715. Okay, which would makes sense. It's like halfway from here to here. Have you heard of Fibonacci? Did I get halfway? Wouldn't that be fantastic? Like, how do you do that? I don't know. Look at this. Halfway is right there. So pretty close. Those who believe in Fibonacci. When you have a rally and you get back half of it, that's normal. When you have a drop, you get back half of it, that's normal. What seems abnormal now is that they're so big that they look, whoa, we just rallied 30%. Yeah, because we just dropped 60%. So that's the kind of deal. So Tesla has a lot of support. Tesla has a lot of hate right now. Even in my group, when I said something positive on Tesla, oh, you see the headlines? Like, no, I didn't see the headline. Oh, zero headlines, folks. I watch zero news. Zero. Why? The news has one goal in mind: to make money off of your eyeballs. You won't watch unless you're going, what? Right? How do they elicit the what? By engaging your emotions, which means they will do everything they can to get you emotional. What should you not do when trading is be emotional. Okay? That's why there's a FOMO. I'll give you the FOMO resolution. We are humans. We have instinct to run with the herd because we don't have claws. We don't have giant canines. We can't run fast. We're not very strong. In the wild, we're like horses. We can try to fight with our brains or just flee. So if you see a herd of people running out of a room, you're going to turn around and run with them. Whereas in investment, you should run back in to see if somebody left a wallet, because that's where the opportunity is. If you see everybody pointing in one direction, you stop and look behind. What did they leave behind? What are they running from? And find out if there's an opportunity to make money from it. Okay. So now everything is like, oh, Tesla this, Tesla that, headline this, and production low. Here's the fact. Tesla sells every widget it has. Period. End of story. That's it. How far can it fall? If the markets crash, Tesla can fall 70%. What did he just say? Yeah, look at it. So let me show you Amazon. Pre-pandemic, check that. 2018 high, 2019 high, pandemic high, all-time high, crash in the pandemic, went to here, came back down into that zone. That's a good base. CRM went back lower. That's 2020 before the COVID, went down lower. That's good. Square and PayPal, forget about it. They're well below the pandemic. Here, the world was shut down and they're lower now. That doesn't make sense. The P&L is bulletproof. Look at that. So clearly, those guys don't have fat to lose, right? They can still fall, but they don't have fat. Okay, I'm going to show you one biggest fat, one of the big fat ones. Pre-pandemic, it's still 40%, if not more. 41% above its pandemic high. Okay, that is risk on the QQQ. Microsoft and Google are just about as bad. The worst is Tesla, 70%. This is pre-pandemic levels. What? Yes, folks, $200 before COVID broke out. It was $200. Check out the size of this head and shoulder that's brewing. God help us if Tesla sneezes. Look at this. This is the Bitcoin head and shoulders. Oops, sorry about that. I can't draw a straight line. See that? You got a shoulder, head, and another shoulder brewing. You lose this one, you have a lot of support, a lot. But what happens? You come down to here, you bounce off of support, you try to recover this. Bitcoin could not recover that. That was that 48,000 that failed in Bitcoin, right? AMD and NVIDIA, exactly. I'll show you in a second. And you come back down to here and suddenly you're in danger of losing this. You lose this one, forget about it. You're coming down to here because now you have a descending channel that will lead you by selling rallies. And before you know it, you're down here somewhere. I'm not saying that's Tesla's future. I'm saying it better hold this so not to have that whole conversation. That's all there is to it. And if Tesla fails and Apple fails, the market will fail. And the market has not revisited its pre-COVID low. Only the IWM has. Oops, I meant to do clear everything. Switch over to a mouse, click in. Okay, so the IWM, which is a basket of 2,000 small cap stock, they closed their pre-pandemic breakdown. SPY is still higher. See right there. QQQ also. So Apple failing will probably take Microsoft and Google with it and Tesla. That will be enough to mathematically bring it to here. Amazon doesn't have to fall as much. It will fall, but they've already shed their weight. See what I mean? So it is feasible that we have a tizzy in the market, something headline, blah, 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 blah. Somebody said blah, blah, blah. Beep. We fall through the hole. We hit a bottom. Everybody pre-pandemic levels. Now we have real buyers, strong hands. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, AMD. Avoid semis. Avoid semis. Check it out. AMD. I said months ago when it was up here, should we go AMD? Is just dropped 15, 20. I said, no, I think we will have the chance to buy AMD in the 60s this year. Here it is, an inch away from 60. How did it have head and shoulders right there, like Tesla? Look, this was a prior failures. Breakout, tested for footing, gone. Yes, we can defend it right there. Sorry, I'm spazzy with my left hand. I'm sorry. And then came down to here. Nope, we can't get. Yeah, we can recover it. No, we can. That's the 48,000 from Bitcoin. And then now, guess what? Rallies are being sold. Why is it coming down to here? Can anybody tell me why? These. If I show you on a daily chart, there's a giant gap here and a giant gap here, and they built this whole head and shoulders on top of it. This one held. This one probably won't hold. And look at the size of this head and shoulders. Clearly, that would be a freaking bargain. I sold $20 puts in 2020. When they were falling here, I sold somebody insurance. I sold puts at $20 and $22, and they paid me $2,200 every time. Somebody said, please buy my shares of AMD at $20. So I would break even at $18. I was like, sold. Yeah, I'll take it. Here's your lottery ticket, friend. Here's your insurance policy. Of course, I will repeat it. When this falls like this, I will go out and sell puts down here and say, I've got you. You're afraid. See, they're panicking. I'm not running with the herd. I'll look where they're running from, what they're running from, lower prices. And I'll say, okay, mathematically, okay, I can make this work. Yep, I'll sell it for you. Here you go. Now you can continue running. Okay, so that is AMD. So AMD, SMH, NVIDIA, they're all in the same bucket. They lost necklines on head and shoulders, and they haven't recovered it. So now they sell rallies. NVIDIA can be 2 digits if market's correct. I'm not saying it should. This is tremendous support. Tremendous. Company is good, still expensive. AMD half as expensive. Intel, forget about it. Did you know that Intel's PE is almost single digits? And did you know that Intel is bigger than AMD and NVIDIA put together twice over? Twice over. So it's 4 of them. No respect whatsoever. And by the way, I will never buy another AMD machine again. 6 PE. What? 6. Wow. No respect. This is a bargain. Doesn't mean it can't go cheaper. It's just a bargain. So I bought 2 new AMD machines, my first AMD machines. I hate both of them. They're fast and everything, but they're buggy. They just do stuff that the Intel did not do stuff, mostly on the graphics cards. Anyway, side note. XOM, I made us a ton of money shorting XOM, Oxy, and the USO. I have an alert to short it on the pop. Don't buy into this bull crap of higher oil prices. We're not even back to using as much oil as we did before COVID. It's a propaganda, folks. It's a propaganda. We have 90 to 110 million dollars, 110 million vehicles produced a year from the car industry. They're all ICE machines right now, internal combustion engine, fossil fuel burning. We have like 5 million a year EVs or something. You do the math, I don't know. So all car companies, all of them said that they will not do any more fossil fuel machines. So eventually in the next 10 years, we're going to lose 90 million a year in new consumption of fuel. And transportation, I believe, is the giant chunk of fuel, petrol. So where is the upside? No. We have a fuel policy problem, not a fuel shortage problem. It's not a demand problem. It's a supply because of a policy. Okay, so don't get sucked into it. Technically, this is target 1, this is target 2. If it pops back up here, all of these are alerts for me to short. And Oxy and Exxon, I can't tell you how much money. We had a 7x and a 10x. I exited at 2 to 3x. people that stayed in it longer than me, they quadrupled their money at least. Anyway, it was a good win, and it was perfectly timed too, with conviction up here. It was a straight up puts. Okay, questions. Baba, forget it. Baba is a great company, just too much political problems. It can be $200, $230 this year or early next year, but you just have to overcome the Chinese rhetoric problem. I don't know what China's got in store for its own stocks. If Baba's rallying, it's going to be on top of a breakout of these, and the first target is here. Second target is up here. So my take is it bounces, fills this gap. Somebody says something bad about it, come back down, sets support again, tests for support, comes back, breaks out into a bigger cup and handle that will target this. Don't touch Netflix. Netflix is, here's the deal with Netflix. It's a burrito problem. If you've been investing a while, you know what I mean. You remember CMG? I used to analyze restaurant numbers. So I know how hard it is for a restaurant to turn positive comps, meaning every year break their sales year over year. These guys were like, what kind of magic are you guys doing in order to turn those comps? And then one day they had a burrito problem where people started getting sick. The stock lost half its value. It took it years to recover. Same with Netflix. Netflix's burrito is what? You know what Netflix's burrito is? It's growth numbers overseas, right? So last quarter, they shrunk. And on top of it, their CEO, who was extra cocky all the time, said, oh my gosh, it's going to be even worse. It's not even scratching the surface. So they shed the stock in droves. So here's the scenario with Netflix. I think you can make a binary bet that the next reaction on earnings is going to be a blowout. I don't know which way though. So he promised absolute disaster. If it comes out just bad, we will have a relief pop like nobody's business. Okay. But if indeed he wasn't lying and it comes out that he actually shrunk even more than last time by a lot. Okay. So they are definitely, somebody just popped into the chat room and said that they're considering a reverse split on SoFi. I sure hope not. So the idea is for Netflix is to make a bet. Usually you can buy a straddle, which I don't like at all. The VIX is too high. The straddle is you buy a call, you buy a put at the same place. I would rather risk a little bit of money and pick a directional bet and cross my fingers and make sure that to know it's a coin flip, that I don't have any inside information. Go with the gut. So what I do is the night before they report, I go in and I study the options interest and volume. And then I share with the team based on the options. It looks like it's easier to go up or it's easier to go down. And I've been fairly accurate lately. So that will help us guess. A better guess. It's still a guess. Okay, that's Netflix. I'm not going to go down natural gas because it's just bizarre charts right now. So CHPT, I do. Is that charge point? Okay. That is an ugly P&L. So study it. And let's see here. So the market doesn't like it, and you shouldn't either. So catalysts, good thing on the chart will be 16.3, 16.4, 16.5, probably gets you here. Take that out, which is 21.5-ish, will get you to here. But that's putting the cart before the horse. Why? We have a battle of lower highs. We have a short-term battle of higher lows. And when the energy goes from being this pinpoint, something's got to give. So what is it? So they either go, whoop, test this one more time. And if they fail, they go to here, which seems unlikely, right? But it's a possibility. Or they pop. I say they probably will pop, get above here, test it for footing to start continuing building this ascending channel. You don't want spikes. These, no good. You want a round bottom. So how do? You come to higher lows, lower highs. You come to battle zones like this. You overcome. You come back. You establish footing. Yes, we did overcome. That is floor. You get to here. They'll say, no, you don't. They'll shoot you down. That's okay. You buy it back. So suddenly now you're buying dips. And before you know it, you have an ascending channel and you start tackling one level at a time, just like you did the other two. That is a rounding bottom. Now you do have this guy coming up. So beware. Gold, it's tradable. I think right now it's looking to break down or not. So I would probably sell a put spread in gold and hope it doesn't break down. This looks like a giant head and shoulders, but this looks like a ton of support. If I'm right about the dollar, this should pop. They're not mathematically related, but a falling dollar helps gold rally. So if gold wants to rally and the dollar is rallying, then it's failing. It's not easy for gold to rally. But if the dollar crashes, it will help oil too. So you better, if you're long gold, you should root for my dollar trade to work out. Wells Fargo, it looks okay. I don't like banks, but Wells Fargo would be a bank I'd bet on because it's the black sheep of the family. If I remember correctly, well, let's see, it has short-term higher lows trying to attack some long-term scars. This green pattern suggests that it could go to here, but I don't know if I see it in the internals. So if this guy goes above here, technically that would be pretty exciting. So I'm waiting because this and this say this is target 1, this is target 2. So the way I see it happening is they go to here, they're going to battle this. They may fade one more time, maintain a higher low, even come back to here, that's okay. Come back, take that out, revisit it for footing. See how consistent I am? You just listen. And then they come to here. That, friends, you got to learn this hump of volume. That's a problem. Resistance, that's R. And that's really R. So if I'm long from here, I'm out here. Because then they're going to dip and see if they can take that out. I don't think it's going to be easy. Then you get to this one. And the Fed is wanting to kill you as a business. So yes, the Fed is out battling banks right now. You need oil and silver, Boris. I'll wish you well. Silver was interesting last week. I mentioned it. WBD and WBD, that's the same one. I did those. I just gave you a list up there. All these stickers are on it. Just click on it. You have the whole thing. 178 tickers or whatever it was. Here, if you didn't see it, I'll give you right here. There you go. You're welcome. Whew. All right, Rodrigo, I'm running out of energy here. How long do you need me?
Yeah, I mean, whenever, I know you have a schedule, so just let us know here so that we can.
How about another 10 minutes? How about another 10 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Boris, that's all that happens. If you love this, what's going on right here, this happens every day from 6 a.m. my time in California until about an hour after market closes, live with Nick every day. I should call it a podcast. We should call it a podcast. What is that? 8-hour podcast? Somebody do the math for me. What is it? 6 a.m. to 1:30. How many hours is that? 7.5 hours, right? 7.5 hour podcast every day. Javier, join. Listen, whatever they're charging you here, I promise you will learn your heart out enough in a week or a month. And it's like having somebody to jump in at any point in time. You don't have to attend anything. You jump in one day, you ask me 6 million questions, then you leave. You have somebody on retainer basically a whole year. That doesn't get cheaper than that. I would charge that much a month. We have 100, actually thousands in the program. That's why we can charge lower fees. Otherwise, if I did this with 300-400 people, I would charge, I don't know, $1,500 a month. I know Argentina. Listen, I have Italy. There's nothing tougher than going to Australia. The guy sets his alarm to wake up and chat with us, and
Yeah.
then he goes to sleep.
Really quick here, Nick. Annie is asking, do you click on the link above to sign up? Yes. But Javier, this is an international community. Like there's people from all over the world,
We have
every corner.
Dubai, we have Korea, we have China, we have Lebanon. I have my best friend, one of my best friends from in the room with us all day, every day. I can't believe he's doing it. I'm so proud of him. So we have a whole bunch of Arab countries as well. We have Iran. I showed you Persia. So he's I first time I referred to him as a girl, and he was totally cool with it. And I was like, oh no, I've done that before, by the way. There are a lot of names that I'm not familiar with, so I assumed. So they're not offended because it's an honest mistake. So the idea is that we get together. I did mention Italy. We have a whole bunch of Italians. We have French. I remember Claude, he sticks out. A bunch of Canadians, we have an Italian in Canada.
And
Liliana.
and quick question, this is just for the 4th of July, so that 70% off is only until midnight pretty much. So just
Thanks,
we're giving you guys
Sumit.
enough time. Yep.
Thanks to meet. Next, which sectors will go higher? I can tell you what to avoid, Evans. I would avoid semiconductors, therefore QQQ. If they're rallying, so is the S&P. Why not go with the S&P or the IWM? Because they don't have as much Apple in them, and as much Tesla, and as much Microsoft, and as much Google. So the IWM has already taken its beating, the small caps. So maybe roll into those names that everybody hated because of ARC. The good names like Palantir, that's a good name. But don't go all in anything. We can't trust anything, Evans. I would short rallies in energy. By short, I mean I never condone going out and shorting the stock. Of course not. I would short all oil stocks if they pop. Think about it. They're handling a dying commodity. The whole world said, we do not want to use oil. We do not want to use oil. All car companies on the planet said all of our future cars, not one, not two, not three models, all of them are not going to use oil. All of them, not one or two. It's going to take 10 years, they say. I don't think they can do it. I think they're going to change their mind. But for now, that's the plan. And on top of it, the ESG is turning from fad to law. Now, more and more countries are forcing companies to comply with certain emission levels. So that means less oil, less fossil fuels. So how is that an up scenario? They keep telling me, oh, because production is going down. I don't think it is. Look up the rig counts. It's up 280 to last year. That's future oil drills. They drill and tap. Those are the rig counts. They report them every Friday. Look at it. I forgot who reports it. Every Friday, look it up. Oil rig counts. It is, they count the number of taps. So they go drill in the water, and then they cap it for future rigs. So, we do not have a supply problem. We have a temporary supply headline problem. That's it. Anyway, I'm avoiding oil. I think, I shorted them quite comfortably all year this year, all year last year, but I did it sporadically. So I didn't fight them when I didn't need to. So I got pretty lucky. And sometimes we don't fight, like Lockheed Martin. I like the stock. It rallied too fast at one point. I shorted it. It dropped. I went long it. I ended up with an iron condor. So, speaking of iron condors, if you have time to be in the live room, we can make 20% a day with the SPX. Simple. 12 to 24. So we'll talk about that every day. The bet expires every day. McDonald's. Okay. So FedEx, they're buying dips, but it's too choppy for me to trade, DP. I had somebody in the room that shorted the pop. I said I wouldn't short it. They acknowledged because they got stopped out, but they shorted responsibly by simply buying puts. Never short a stock outright, please, people. So let's do MCD. Looks like a potential pop-up. Like if you beat this on a daily, you rally hard, but it's not going to be easy. This is a daily, so I will go into a 30-minute chart. So now we have a potential fade. See these two patterns? They're saying, look for reasons to fade. I don't have any yet. The only reason to fade is if you force me to trade this stock, if there's no earnings coming, I don't know if there is, I would sell a call spread or buy a put spread to quote short the stock. So if I sell a call spread, I don't need it to drop. I just need it not to do this. And I collect money and I wait for it to die. And then if I buy a put spread, meaning I need it to fall, I need it to fall to make money. They're both mild shorts. So I think it can fall to 243. I don't trade the TTQQ and the SQQQ. They are too volatile. And if you do a spread, forget about it. You can't get a clean quote. I would rather deal with the Qs. More liquid. Unless you're buying shares, Evans, then those work. They're leveraged, 3 times leverage. So if the Qs are running, the TQs are running 3 times as fast, and the SQs are falling 3 times as fast, and vice versa. A lot of people in my room use them. I don't. But it's a matter of preference. It doesn't matter. If I'm commenting on the Qs, the TQQs, here's a weird thing. Explain that to me. Okay, so, oops. So this is the QQQ, right? The NASDAQ. This is a pandemic. But where was it? What other ticker that is 3 times leverage with the NASDAQ? Now I'm drawing a blank. Okay, this one. This is the TQQQ. So this is the NASDAQ, right? The leverage NASDAQ long, right? The QQQ on crack, 3 times the QQQ. This is the pandemic. We're inside the pandemic, right? Explain that to me. Why is this one there and this one isn't? That's the pandemic and that's there. And the TQQ is tracking it. There must be something in the math. Another reason why I don't want it. So this is saying get long soon. Ooh, I'm going to put an alert. Let me put it, please. Long QQQs. Why is it doing that, stupid trading view? That's 2 days in a row. Whatever. I'll put it here. No? Gosh, dang it. Okay, never mind. It's not doing it. All right, I think I'm going to wrap it up, folks. How about the SPY? Same deal. Same deal. SPY is still not at its base. It looks like it has a floor, but you lose that floor, we'll come down 20%. We can fall 20 to 25% in the NASDAQ like this with the proper trigger. I anticipate some volatility this week. I will be looking to buy the dip. I will stop buying dips as soon as we lose that on a closing basis. If we lose that on a closing basis, I think we fall much, much lower. We will come down to here. And that would be an amazing buying opportunity because look, check it out. Check it out, folks. Check it out. From here, that was the pandemic low. That was the pandemic high. 50% is right here. This is an abnormal rally, but this is a normal reaction to this size rally. If you look at it, check it out. If you rally from here, if you fall from here to here and then you recover half, that's normal. If you go from here to here and you give back half, that's normal. That's normal price action. Like you rally from here to here, you give back half, that's normal. So this is normal inside of an abnormal rally. This was absolute lunacy. This should not have happened. This, you can thank ARK and all the morons. Oops, excuse me. All these not so smart people that jumped in and ruined everything. Make money every day with the SPX by doing iron condors. Yes, yes. Or credit spreads on the SPX. Yeah. Like a couple of times last week, I was confident of the floor. I threw my credit put spread or confident. Actually, we opened up 2 days and I shorted it with a credit call spread, but I never got the opportunity to make a credit put spread against it. So I ended up with 12% yield rather than 24, but I'm happy with that. Boris, you're going to be happy. All right, Ryan, welcome. I don't know, Rodrigo will be able to tell you. You just log in.
Yeah, so everybody, so for all you guys that just signed up, just know that like as soon as you sign up, check your email. You're gonna get like an email that says like laptop delivery, something like that. You fill it out, you put the address, and then after the 7-day money back guarantee, we'll be shipping it out to you. And yes, anybody from anywhere in the world can join pretty much, right? Ryan, big shout out. Welcome to the family, brother. Let's go. And folks, just remember that, like, I mean, look, we were here for about maybe like an hour and 30, an hour 40 minutes, but like, if you enjoyed this, right, if you do see value in this, in being with Nick, trading with Nick, being part of this great community, give this a chance. I'm telling you that with the 7-day money back guarantee, if it's for you, there's really no excuse at this point, right? Um, yes, yeah, Boris, I'm emailing Boris. But Nick, do you want to provide any final market insights, either about the oil, Fed, inflation, anything in particular there on your mind that you want to share with us before we do kind of wrap it up here?
Just be open to not being right. So I seriously, I'm telling you that we don't know what we don't know. There's so much uncertainty that as confident I am as of the charts, I am confident with the stupidity of the politicians. And I don't mean one side or the other. It's the politicians. I'd include the financial politicians too, like the people in charge of the banks and all of that. This is uncharted territory. We have never had this set of circumstances before in our entire lifetime and other people's lifetimes. So they're winging it. They're making stuff up. And we don't know what we don't know. So you have to be less, have less conviction. And especially if you're playing with the nest egg, you owe it to your family to, if you're young and you're okay because you can recover, but even then it's still not too cool. So I invite you to be open-minded to the other side of the trade. Like a couple of times in the chat room, I have heated debates with some people that have the opposite side of my opinion. I don't have a problem with that at all. So I usually get upset when somebody puts words in my mouth, and I'm Mediterranean, so my blood boils pretty quickly. But we don't have animosity. We just we're trying to get to the bottom of things. So I want your opinion, even if it doesn't agree with mine, especially if it doesn't agree with mine, because I am not foolproof. So. All right, folks, like you see, I've lost my voice, so I think I need to stop talking.
All right. Yeah, well, let me know, Nick. Anything else? I want to thank you for being here with us, man. It definitely helps a lot.
Yeah. I wouldn't miss it. I mean, this gang here that we had in our chat room here today, the people that are attendees here in the chat room I'm seeing, I love it. I would love to have a lot of them in there.
Give a big shout out here for Chef Annie Mangoes. Let's go. Welcome to the family, Miss Annie. But yeah, Nick, appreciate you, brother. I know that you're putting a lot of time here, helping out everybody. A lot of the retail traders, they just appreciate all the stuff you do for them, Nick. And just remember that in the chat room, Nick is doing this live Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to about 5 p.m., sometimes even longer. And then Sundays, again, you will meet from 10 a.m. Eastern till about noon, or longer sometimes. Just keep that in mind, folks. Nick, thanks a lot, man.
You're welcome, and I appreciate your help, Rodrigo. I know you put this together on a long weekend. You could be with your family right now, but you choose to help us out here.
Right now, we are with the Benzinga family here today. So,
all right, thanks, stuff. Javier. I appreciate it. Everybody, thanks for the good mention. I'll see you in the chat room. Let's go.
All right, big shout out there. Boris, first time listening to the stuff. Yeah, man. I mean, it's pretty fun, and if you go to the chat room, it'll be more fun. So I guess we're gonna see there. I'm gonna see Nick there in the chat room there. I know he's always pumping their stuff. So um, that was Nick Shaheen, folks. Just to keep that in mind, lead trader at the Benzinga Options Inner Circle chat room. Basically, he's there the whole day with you, Monday to Friday, and then also on Sundays. But I just want to show you really quick the chat room, right? A couple of things here. 1 second. So you see the main blue chat room, right? This is where you're going to find, well, this is the original chat room, if you will, right? You have two channels here. One of them is the inner circle chat. The other one's Nick's important messages. And in Nick's important messages, only Nick can post. So you're going to find this post every morning, right? It's very important to check this out in the morning, because this is the link where it says live session that will take you to the live screen sharing webinar style session, which is the whole day, Monday to Friday with Nick. So make sure you always get this post. It's always about 8:30 a.m. around there, sometimes a little earlier. And you have all the indexes charted and the futures as well. So if you do trade the Qs or SPY or IWM, whatever, even futures, you have this there, right? Then Sunday, remember, there's a session on Sundays from 10 a.m. till 12. You're going to have the link to join this meeting posted here as well. And the list, the link for you to actually put in your tickers. So all these live sessions, you're going to see how they are. It'll look like this. You click join meeting. You're going to see there's a bunch of people there. Fellow Gister, a lot of people there that are always, pretty much like regulars, there's a bunch of regulars, which is cool. It is a pretty tight community. Everybody works together as a team. You can see it there. It's something, it's definitely something special, for sure. So right here, Nick would be sharing his screen, but he's not there right now, so you can't see it. But you would be watching Nick's screen all day, and if you have questions about a chart, he would pretty much do it live with you there in this room. You can also direct message him here in this chat room as well, and also in the blue one. So this is where you're going to have pretty much the live meetings. See what's next. And the inner circle chat is where everybody can post. And this is where you have a, another, again, back and forth with Nick, right? Where you can communicate, chat, all that stuff. You have that there as well. So he is in both chat rooms, but I usually look more at this one where he's posting, which is really what you're getting, right? Nick's insight, market updates, trade ideas, education, options, educations. There's also the education videos. Let me show you really quick. And these are, again, only for the inner circle members, right? So you have, let me just move something here. All right, what are puts, what are calls, what are options, call options, definitions, and uses, right? Sometimes you might think you know something, and then you realize, oh wait, no, that's different. And that's part of the learning process. So I think everybody that is new to trading options here and is joining the chat room, I really think that you should look into these videos. They're very educational. They're always going to be relevant to what you're doing, what we're doing in the chat room. What is a spread, credit put spreads, table breakdown, when and how to book profits, when to book or set a stop loss. See, nobody wants to talk about risk management, but I mean, we're pretty obvious here about it. It's very important. You should always look into risk management with your trades. And that's why, Nick has these evergreen videos there. SPX versus Y versus SPY. What type of trade is best? How to pick what type of trade. You can like buy calls or sell puts or do a spread or do a butterfly. There's so many different types of trades, and it's very important to know how to do them, because that way you have more tools to make money. Like, let's say if you just buy and hold and the stocks goes down, you just lose money. But if you're trading with options, you can do so many different strategies that you can't do with just buying and holding. Right? So I just think it's important. And obviously, Nick doesn't recommend to short stocks like outright, but buying puts, depending on the situation. And that's just something that if you're not too familiar with, that's really why you have Nick's guidance, right? So that if you have questions about a trade or about the risks associated with the trade, like there was this one guy who was he put a screenshot of a trade, and he's like, yo, Nick, I'm trying to do this type of trade. I'm trying to, put in the order there. Does this look like such trade. And it turns out he was doing a totally different trade from what he thought. And that can get traders in trouble, like, financially with if the trade doesn't work out, or you, and that's why it's so important to know the risks that are associated with all these trades, um, so that you really know what you're doing, right? And so education, again, very important, very, very important. I just want to highlight how much we want to focus on the education here, but more importantly, keep in mind, if you are in the live trading room, you will get like live call outs from Nick. Like he'll say, like, hey, SPY looks like might be due for a reversal at this point, at least for the day. And if anything, I would probably buy calls or buy puts, whatever it is. So he will provide that live, in the room. So I think that's why it's you should look at to just being in the room all day if you can. It's fun. You learn a lot. There's a great community there. People joke around, with good spirit, and they have fun as well. But when you're learning and you're trading with Nick, and you finally start not just understanding better, but also being a more profitable trader. Once you start seeing that, and you understand what you're doing, and you have all these option tools that you can use, it will feel a little bit easier per se, right? Because it's just very important to kind of know what you're doing when you're trading options, and how to profit, from all these strategies that you can use. So these are very important videos for you to check out. There's another video that he puts here that I might just show you for a little bit, because I just want to give you a sample of like this chat room. Okay, so this looks like a lesson reminder. So let's kind of see what this is about. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and watch this video here. 1 second. B Tom, no, it is not, but please email me, and I can see what I can do there. Good question there, man. So DW to C says Nick usually suggests some calls or puts, especially in the last hour or two of the day. Yes, I mean, you're right, dude. We're talking about the same thing. Yes. And he also does spreads too. So like Nick loves these. I mean, he calls them slow poke trades. Um, Ultimately, it's a credit put spread, and it's a bullish trade, and with downside protection, and it really just makes a lot more sense. The type of the way that he trades it. So like maybe most people think that options is just buying calls and puts, right? And it's always going to be extremely volatile, but it doesn't have to be that way. There's different trades that you can make that involve less risk, right? Where it's different, as in where you buy a call, it can expire at zero, or you buy a put, it can expire at zero, right? When you do a spread, it just the dynamics of the trade are different, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and watch this quick lesson, folks, and so you can see a little bit what's going on there in the chat room.
Hey traders, Nick here doing some homework for us after hours. Busy day today, so I couldn't get the note out earlier. Summary of the day. It was okay, flat to green, depends on what you're looking at. A couple of notes, the small caps closed green, and that's usually what I'm looking at these days for the last year, it seems like. But also...
Folks, really quick, I don't want to jump in here the video, mid-video, but I do have to give a very, very special warm welcome here for our newest member, our newest family member here, E. Bryant 122. What's going on, dude? Welcome to the family. Let's go. E. Bryant, make sure that you check your email there, my friend, and you fill out that form for the laptop. But then also, you're gonna, if you notice, E. Bryant, as soon on the post checkout page, like after you complete the sign up, you'll notice that you have 2 additional items. Okay, 2 additional items that I hooked you up with. So, and again, those will be free as long as you have the chat room. Just in case you see that, it's not an error. It's not a mistake. No. I'm just trying to give to you guys here on this 4th of July. So that's why you guys are going to see two bonus items that are added, and they're added for free. You don't have to pay for them ever. You'll have them as long as you have the chat room. So don't think it's an error or nothing like that, just for you guys to know. Um, Boris, if this is your first time listening to the program, I mean, you'd have a lot more fun. Obviously, YouTube is always going to be YouTube, if that makes sense. But when we're in the live trading room, we're pretty much like talking about like the markets, trade ideas, that sort of stuff. Like pretty much just trade what traders are talking about, what they're doing, active trades, managing trades, strategies for upcoming trades, for important events or dates that are happening as well. We can trade around them like earnings, we trade around Fed announcements, we trade around anything that's happening out there that has volatility as well. That's where the traders will be, where the volatility is. So I think it's good, even for new people that are just getting started, because it will give you not just a good community, right? A reliable, trusted community. Everybody that is there is an active paying member. So this is not a place where you can come in here and create fake accounts and fake bots, like some of those places like StockTwits or this is our own proprietary chat room, so that it's our technology. We have a huge development team here that does a ton of work on building these platforms for us here at Benzinga. So we weren't going to give you like some cheap Discord or nothing like that. So we pretty much are building the chat room. We continue working on it and improving it and developing it. So it's always going to continue evolving, like it has, right? And that's just part of the commitment, right, that Benzinga has for our users, really. So ultimately, we are, for retail traders, and we try to live by that. So what's going on, Boris? TJ Coach has a good question. Will Nick be able to help individuals like me via XPX and credit put spreads? Yeah, TJ, he helps everybody. He helped me. Like I've been here for about a year and a half. I was trading like before I joined Benzinga, and it's I can feel the difference, man. And more importantly, just once you like the first when you're learning, it's the hardest for sure when you're starting out, but it doesn't have to be that much that hard, because if you have like now, Nick, where you have somebody, full time working with you, yeah. So he's able to help you with SPX and credit put spreads and other stuff and anything else that you need help with, TJ. Um, yeah, so yeah, send me an email about the lifetime. I know a lot of you guys are asking questions about the lifetime. Look, like we're not even supposed to have that, to be honest. Like that's just something that I just try to like, help you guys out. um, but TJ, if you have questions about the lifetime, just send me an email. I'll put my email there in the chat. But good question. I mean, that's so if what you're trying to get at is like, I mean, will he have like time for me? Absolutely. Like we're there the whole day, Monday to Friday. Now live the chat room, it gets active. People are having fun. People are like, sharing their trade ideas. And then Nick is also, tracking the market. So like, for example, some people make trades, and then they just come to Nick and asking them, hey, do you think I should close this? Should I roll this over? Is there a better way that I could trade this? Like maybe some people, like this happens a lot. But like if you see sometimes, someone will be like, hey, should I buy a call here or something like that? And then it turns out that no, maybe I would even do the opposite trade. And look, everybody makes mistakes. That's part of life, and in trading for sure, man. Like everybody has losses. But if you just need to have more wins than losses, pretty much, right? So and that's why education is so important, because I think that's pretty much like the foundation of all this stuff. Obviously, right? Like you need to know what you're doing to be good at it, right? Like that's so I think it's great that you guys get a chance to be there with Nick the whole day. But yeah, TJ, for that stuff, um here's what I would do. TJ, send me an email before you get anything, so that we can kind of see what we can do there, to kind of set you up there with that lifetime. But um, for you guys that are clicking here, everybody else here, know that that link is annual, so it's for the year. That is the Nick Shaheen Inner Circle Live Trading Room, and that's literally like the whole thing that we're showing you, right? So You have the full chat room live Monday to Friday with Nick, and Sundays. You have all the evergreen educational materials that Nick is always providing here for you guys. Always relevant, always relevant. You get 2 bonus items that I added that were not part of anything here. I just added them as a courtesy for anybody that joins here because it's 4th of July. And let's see, let's go ahead and get into this video here. All right.
Hey traders, Nick here doing some homework for us after hours. Busy day today, so I couldn't get the note out earlier. Summary of the day. It was okay, flat to green, depends on what you're looking at. A couple of notes, the small caps closed green, and that's usually what I'm looking at these days for the last year, it seems like. But also a little note about the VIX, the fear gauge. It acted strangely today. You know, the VIX is the main one, and it has a whole bunch of derivatives. The VIVIX, the VXX, the UVIXI, blah, blah, blah. They were all red, red, red except for the VIX. But then finally at the end of the day, it turned red too. Something is going on there. Okay, so combining this with the fact that I'm looking at a simple SPX chart. Is it? SPY, same thing. Rallies are being sold. Okay, so I don't think this is going to be different. I think we should sell off a little bit. Now the different part would be how deep we go. That could be different, okay? And from where we start. So today is Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday. If we meander higher into a Wednesday GDP number, I might want to buy myself some protection or do something that balances my account. For example, if down here I was crying that I did not have any put spreads, up here, why am I not adding some put spreads? Nothing has changed. Same. If I was crying I didn't have any protection, why did I not buy any protection? Look what happened next. I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but so I spend some money to insure my car, my house, my health. Why not my portfolio, which may be bigger than all of those? Depends on persons, right? So if I spend $300-400 and I wasted it in order to drive safely, in order to protect my assets for a period of time, why not? Okay, so the concept is not wasting money. You do it all the time. All right, so I'm sharing this video as a reminder. However, I do have a couple of side notes. This also works for somebody that wants to short the market responsibly. If you think there's more downside, you know, the simple thing is to just buy a put. I'll go through that. But please be responsible for it, with it. Because if we dip a little bit and we hold, not make a new low, like here we dipped and we couldn't hold, we made a new low. Here we dipped and held, and look at the rally that ensued. Here we dipped and couldn't hold, and the correction happened. So it all depends on how deep we dip. So I expect sellers here into this area, and they may have started showing up today. If tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, we meander higher, I should think about putting some balance into my portfolio. I'll give you a simple example. I was long Palantir, as I noted, August calls last week. From weeks ago, and Friday, what did I do? We had a big rally. I was like, I should take advantage of this rally, this giant candle. So I went in and I sold some of the position to where I recouped my investment. Now I'm sitting on profits and nothing but profits. Today I could have bought it back for a significant discount. Same position. I didn't. I felt comfortable. So, whoops, sorry about that. So that's just a simple example. Take some risk off the table, book some profits, fix some trades, and add some balance. How can I add some balance? And that's the point of this video. Okay, so if we go to the options table, this is July, so that is July 15th on a Friday. That's a Wednesday, and that's a Monday. That's a Friday. That's a monthly expiration. Why there? It gives me 18 days. And I'll tell you why I'll pick 18 days and not shorter and not too much longer. So if I wanted to just buy insurance, normally you say, oh, you can go out and buy a put. Absolutely, you can. How do I do it? I just go out and buy a put. In what? In the SPY, if I'm long a whole bunch of stocks, different kinds. If I'm long all tech, I would go to the QQQ. If I'm long nothing but small caps, like a firm and such, I will go with the IWM. Now I can use the indices. These are ETFs, SPY, QQQ, IWM. They are ETFs. I can go with the indices, SPX, RUT, NDX. I avoid the NDX, but it's there. So let's go with the SPY because it's most prevalent. Everybody has access to it. So naked put, what does naked mean? Just one, a single leg put, not necessarily one. You need, how every person's portfolio is different. So if I have a small portfolio, I definitely do not need more than one. If I have a large portfolio, I definitely need more than one. So what's wrong with doing this? Hey, if the stock market falls, it's a lot of protection. It's one-to-one protection. However, if the markets rally, you lose a lot of it quickly. So it loses its effectiveness pretty quickly. I'll give you an example. Today, down 0.3%, which is nothing, right? 0.3%. The puts are down. So if you bought puts on Friday, you're down money today. What? Both sides are down. Yeah. So not an easy pill to swallow. So what's the alternative? The alternative is to actually buy a put spread. So here's a put spread. Instead of just buying a put, like we just said, you buy a put and you sell a put below it. So now I'm engaging short, but with a lot less money. $328 versus $700. So first of all, I have less money on the line. Second of all, on a bad day, this one lost 9%. This one lost 14% in my favor because this one I sold. So this spread did well on a day like today, way better than me just buying one of these and losing 10%. And the pain out of pocket is less aggressive. How do I profit? If the stock falls through both, and it can, then this $330 turns into $1,000. So this gives me a mathematical representation. I spend $330, I get $650 worth of protection, not more, per contract. So I evaluate my situation. How do I do that? Think back to last week on one bad day. How much was I down? If I think and I was down, oh my gosh, I was down like $5,000 that day. Okay, so what if we have another day like that? How much of that do I want to protect? Half of it? 20%? Then I know I just need one or two contracts. That's it. That's the easy way. This way I can, what happens in case we do drop, then I jump in, I close everything as if I didn't have anything, as if I did it the day before, because this will provide enough greens to offset the reds for me to just close everything and avoid the more damage. So it just gives me time to go in and do some stuff. And now if I'm actively, quote, shorting the market, I'm spending $330 for a couple of days and see what happens. If prices fall, this turns into $500. I close it for partial profits. If prices rally, this turns into $200, $250. So I lost $80 per contract. Big deal. Meanwhile, I'm trying to win $650 if I'm bearish the market. Okay, so this is protection one way by buying a put. Protection one way by buying a put spread, buying one, selling one. Active short if I want to by buying a put spread on the S&P. Shorting the market with a naked put, it's pretty crazy, but it is most profitable if you can time it. Okay, so we just went through how do I protect very harshly, how do I protect mildly, which would be my favorite. So why am I picking $10? It's my own number. You can do 5 if you want to. Same deal. You're spending half as much, you're getting half the protection. I like 10. It's just a number that sticks in my head, and I know how to manage it off the top of my head. So that's just preference. Nothing magical about it. How low do I go? I just want to be just under current price, and this is the number I seek. I go low enough to I'm paying like $330. In this case, they're charging me $330 here. So this is after hours, so the quote is not right. If they'll give it to me, I'll do it. These quotes are not right. So now I'm at the money. It's only $300. Something's wrong. So I expect to be just below current price, not too far down. If I go too far down, I'm paying very little because now it's like $100 cheaper. I will make more, but I will need a giant crash. If I do this, I go out in time. I add more time on the clock. Whoops, that's not the one, Nick. I'll add more time on the clock. I'll go out in time. Okay, so that is one way to do that. A put right here to be very, very short. That's not me. A put spread right here, or a put spread out in time if I want to. I wouldn't go here. The spread's going to cost the same. Why not buy yourself more time? Okay, if you go too far out, then it's too much time, because then it doesn't move as fast, so it doesn't provide the protection as fast. If you buy it and then the shorter time you can, and you catch the drop, you make the most. But you don't want to go too short and then waste your money and waste your money and waste your money. Here, at least you get 20 days out of it, 18 days out of it. Longer, you could do well, okay. A little bit shorter, that you could do okay. Depends on how fast you trade. Okay, so that is protection. There's something else called a balance. I call balance, and the balance works differently. The balance works in a way where I don't want protection. I just want bearish positions that allow for a rally. So in that case, I could sell a call spread, and the way it happens is I'm going to go with $5 increments, because I know if I sell, there we go. I'm going to go higher to show you 395. All right. So a credit call spread, bear call spread. Okay, so this is a bear call spread way up there. So I'm going to go to 405. All right, so current price is 388, 389. I'm going up to 405, and I'm saying I want to be bearish up at 405. Okay, I can make it like this as well. Doesn't matter. I'm going to keep here for round number. Usually I go a little bit higher. Let's go here. So what happens here? I'm selling something that I want price to stay below. So this is a bearish position. This position wins if the SPY is below 412 by that time, 18 days. So it can rally from 399 to 407, and did I say 412? 407, before I get in trouble. And for that, I collect $80 per contract. I could go lower and collect more. I'm trying to make it boring and leaving enough room between current price and my risk. Where is my risk? This one. The one I sell is my risk. So this is a way to protect by creating some balance. So on a day like today, this position would have been a little bit green in my account because the SPY is a little bit red. So on days where markets are rallying, everything else I own is gaining. This one is losing a little bit, so be it. Markets drop, this one is winning, the other one is losing, offset. Called balance, creating balance. Why wouldn't I do this? Just sell this one and collect $200. That is too much risk. You are risking your money because you're shorting with open risk. For as long as the stock is rallying, you're losing money. You're saying you can stop out. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I would never do this in this environment. Do not put your livelihood in some idiot's hands. Okay, so avoid that. So that's called balance. Can I do it with the SPX? I prefer to do it with the SPX, in fact, because it is cash settled. What does that mean? You can look it up. I've done videos on that. The cash settled part means that there's no assignment. If price goes above my leg, the one I sold, there's no assignment. So how does that work? Same deal. I go credit call spread. So I sell a call and I buy a call above it and I collect an amount. In this case, it's not showing me quotes, so we can avoid that. Go to a different contract. Maybe we'll get lucky here. Platform after hours is not very active. Nope, no quotes. Okay, same deal. I go high above to collect only 80 cents on the risk of $5. And again, it would be up in probably, what was the other number? 408. So 4080, close to 4100 probably. So I would leave it room to run to 4100. It will probably be up here. Let's see. Yeah, it should be up here somewhere. Here. And it would give me same type of protection as the SPY credit call spread. Same thing. I sell something, I sell this one to open risk, and then I buy one above it to limit my risk, and there we go, and collect 85 cents. How about that? Perfect estimation on the fly. And I can go higher if I can. Ooh, I like this. Hide behind that guy. So I like 4100, 4105. These two would work. 4105, 4110. I'm hiding behind this big one right there. Okay, so this would work. So how does that work? If I do one, I collect $80. If I do 10, I collect $800. And $800 will be working for me and balance a whole portfolio. On a day where the portfolio is down because stocks are down and the index is down, the $800 will be losing weight. It going down to 700 to 600 in my favor. Remember, I want it to die for zero. I collected the money and somebody bought it. Somebody's trying to make money from a call spread that they bought. I want them to lose money. That's why I like it when price fails, when I'm in this position. So this is the maximum amount of money I can make, the $800 if I do 10. And as time ticks, it should get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And then time passes and prices below 4,100, this dies in my favor. And it did its job. If it gets too cheap, I buy it back because it's only risk at the time. So if it gets to be 5 cents, I just buy it back to close it. All right, so this is balance, credit, call, spread. The other one was debit, put, spread. I can do this with the QQQ. I can do this with the IWM. So if I was long a whole bunch of like Palantir, a whole bunch of Affirm and things like that, and I want to protect them, I do the IWM debit put spread. I don't buy a put naked. That's a lot of money, $300. I would make it a debit put spread. And let's see, 73, this is $5 wide. So $5 wide, I can do 10 like the other one. I can go a little bit higher. So I pay $1.50, so $150. I can turn that into $500. How? If the IWM just falls through both. This turns into $500. And if I do 10, I spend $1,500. I can make $3,500 to offset losses. If I want to actively short the market, that's an easy way of doing it. How many do I need? It depends on the personal situation. Again, picture back, how much pain did you take on a really bad day in absolute dollar terms? Okay, how much of that you want to protect? Not all of it. That's not usually for me. Let's say if I lost 5,000 on a bad day, I want to cover 1,500, then I need a couple of these or 2 or 3 of these. Depends. It depends on the person. How fast are you to jump in and fix things? All right. Hopefully this is good guidance. There's not one foolproof way of doing things. If I'm bearish markets and I want to short the markets, I would employ one of these. The credit call spread, where I sell a call spread up there and I wait for price to die. That's one effective way that I use all the time. In fact, I used it today, intraday, and it died today in my favor. I used it on Friday. I used it on Thursday and Wednesday and Tuesday and Monday and last Friday and last Thursday. You get the idea? Because I'm in there, I can do it every day. But it can be done weeks in advance, months in advance. And the further out I go, the higher I can go. For example, if I'm bearish the market to September, okay, so September, 20 bucks, 195, I can go up to 195 or more.
All right, folks. Just wanted to give you a little sample really of what the videos, some of the educational videos and lessons and trade ideas and setups that Nick is providing there in the chat room. Big thank you to all you guys for being here. I'm going to drop the email if you guys have questions about joining either for the lifetime or if you want to join for the year, annual for Nick Shaheen's Options Inner Circle. Either way, give me an email, send me an email, and I can work with you on that. Keep in mind, it's Sunday. The office is closed today, and but I'll still be around here. So if you guys have questions, you guys can send me an email. We could talk. Jade Chung, I got your email. I just sent you a replied. Frank Chase, I also just replied to you. Again, that would be in your email and your response there I sent over. Billy. Yes, I got your email there as well, Billy. So big shout out to you guys for being here. I appreciate the time here. Make sure that all you guys stay safe out there, right? This on this weekend. And if you're, trading and all that stuff, make sure you're working on your strategies, your plan. More importantly, find a community that you see would be beneficial for you. I'm very positive that this would be the community for you if what you're trying to do is to become a full-time trader. If you really want to learn this and actively do it, with Nick, his guidance, his mentorship, his education, I think it's the best bang for your buck because you have him all day, Monday to Friday, like 8 to 5 p.m. And I promise you, I don't know anybody else that does that. So time is what you want, and time is what you get the most anywhere. About 8, 9 hours a day live with him. I know. So thanks a lot for being here, guys. Send an email if you got any questions. I posted it there on both of the chat rooms. Have a great day, everybody. If you have questions, reach out. I hope you're having a great weekend, and we'll see you guys in the chat room tomorrow.